Question 30b. Michael was transferring some video files from his computer onto a USB stick. At some point during the transfer, he observed the information shown below. Part 1. Show that, at that time, approximately 3,072 megabytes of data remained to be transferred. So let's have a look here, okay, to the diagram. Yeah, so we've got 3.44 gigabytes transferred out of 6.44 gigabytes. So the amount left to transfer is given by 6.44 gigabytes. We're going to subtract 3.44 gigabytes. But we want the answer in megabytes, so we're going to multiply that by 1024. So 6.44 minus 3.44 multiplied by 1024, since there's 1024 megabytes in 1 gigabyte, and we have 3072 megabytes. As required. Part 2. Calculate the speed required to transfer 3072 megabytes in 7 minutes. Give your answer in megabits per second, so Mbps, correct to the nearest whole number. Note that 1 megabit is equal to 1 million bits. So let's work out the speed first of all in megabytes per second. But what we do know is it takes 7 minutes to transfer 3072 megabytes. So let's just write that down as a unsimplified rate. But we want the speed per second. So we're going to divide this number 3072 by 7, and that gives us the speed per minute. So I'll do this a step at a time, so just make it a little bit clearer what's going on. Okay, which is 438.8571429. I'm going to write the whole answer. So I'm not going to round it until the end. So 438.8571429, and that's megabytes per minute. Now to get it into megabytes per second, well there's 60 seconds in a minute, we need to divide this by 60. Okay, so 438.8571429, divide that by 60. Now you could have done this in one step, in fact, but I'll split it up into two separate steps. Okay, and we can just use the previous answer, divide that by 60, and we get 7.314 and so on. Okay, 7.314, 285, 714 megabytes per second. But we want the answer in megabits per second. So we need to work out how many bits this corresponds to, and then divide that by obviously by a million to get it into megabits. Okay, so let's do that. So 7.314285714. Okay, that's megabytes. We're going to multiply that by 1024, and that converts megabytes into kilobytes, and then multiply by 1024 again, and that converts kilobytes into bytes, and then we're going to multiply that by 8, and that converts bytes into bits, and then we're going to divide that by 1 million, and that converts bits into megabits. So we can do that all as one calculation. So hopefully that makes some sense. So let's multiply that by 1024, multiply that by 1024, multiply that by 8, and we're going to divide that by 1 million. And we get 61.35667566. Okay, and this is megabit now. Megabits per second. Okay, and it says correct to the nearest whole number. So that's equal to 61 megabits per second, which is correct to the nearest whole number.